I'm here with Roesky of Novaliq. Thank you for joining us, Christian.
No, it's a pleasure to be here. What a great meeting.
It's quite large, yes.
It's very large this time.
We need a bigger ballroom. So I wanted to get into your background a bit before you caught us up on what Novaliq's up to. And I'm always intrigued by the decision to leave a larger company to join a smaller one. You were previously with Bausch & Lomb before joining Novaliq. What was that process like? Talk me through that.
Well, I'm now in the eye care arena for almost 18, 19 years. So I started in 1999. So I served all these companies like Alcon, Novartis, Bausch & Lomb, and Abbott. But you come to a point where you believe that if you really want to push on the needle, you can do this only in a smaller company. And in particular nowadays, as research and development is, I would say, outsourced to these smart companies that are presenting here, and internal research and development is basically downsized, and companies are looking for these opportunities. Really, research and development is done by these small specialty companies that are really enjoying being here at the OIS.
Excellent. So what was it about Novaliq that you found particularly compelling?
Well, I like to transform things, and with Novaliq you can change, I wouldn't say the world, but we are really want to transform ocular therapeutics. Water-based eye drops are out there forever. With the water-free technology, we have opportunities to really address diseases that were limited having water drops. And this fascinates me because I believe that we can really make a big difference in diseases like dry eye, where we really have established significant, I would say, footprint right now. But our technology is not limited to dry eye, so we are stepping now very quickly in glaucoma, in retinal diseases, and it's all transformational.
Excellent. Let's focus on dry eye for just a second. It's getting a lot of attention, as it should. There's a lot of companies trying to find better treatments for it. How does a company like Novaliq differentiate itself from others?
Yes, there are two ways of differentiation. So we look very much in unmet medical needs, and we believe that dry eye is not a general disease, so we really have to look at the disease origin. So we are working on anti-inflammatory. There are already drugs on the market. I think that's good, and we believe that we can make a difference there. But there are some other areas that are really not addressed very well. One is ocular pain associated with dry eye. We have a program that is using a cannabinoid that is addressing anti-inflammatory dry eye disease, but is simultaneously addressing ocular pain. And we believe that's one of the key issues we're having in dry eye. Patients don't see the diagnostic improvements like the doctor sees. They want to have better symptoms, and that's the frustration today. And the other issue is that we now understand dry eye very nicely, and most of the dry eye patients have evaporative dry eye, so they have an issue with their lipid layer. And therapies just filling up the water phase are not addressing the issue. So we are really getting excited about our old product, Novartis. I was close to saying old horse. Because we learned so many things, that it's a very effective lipid layer stabilizer. Now we know that it can unplug blocked MGDs, and we have now clinical evidence that is restoring the tear film in evaporative dry eye patients. That's really exciting, and I think major progress for learning about how to treat dry eye disease.
What are the challenges of innovating within ophthalmology? What are the unique challenges to other specialties?
Well, there are challenges and opportunities, and what I like in ophthalmology, that diagnostic and therapies are closely bound together. And if you think about glaucoma, if you think about retina, I think we have very good diagnostic tools. That's not the case for dry eye disease. That's a major challenge. We have some biomarkers, but they're not really established. We have a lot of contact diagnostics like Schirmer or tear film breakup time, and they all have an impact on a surface disease. So we struggle very much on the issue putting the right diagnostics in place. and on the other hand, understanding fully the disease, in particular dry eye, because you would imagine that a symptom is following a sign improvement. But we know from all these failed studies and our own experience, this is not always the case, and we don't know why. Mm-hmm. And here we are working together with leaders in diagnostics to get a better understanding what is really happening in the cornea in patients with dry eye disease. So watch out, there's more that we get really excited about.
I know it's only been a short time since you've joined Novaliq, but any lessons you've learned that you'd like to share?
Yeah, don't run 2 studies at the same time. So we are running 2 clinical trials in the United States. One is pivotal, and the other one is now phase 2 for Novartis, with basically a lag of 4 to 6 weeks. I think that's a major stretch for the team, so I have to give really credit to the team making this happen. But I think the recommendation would be don't do it again, Christian, yeah?
Good advice you're giving yourself, your future self. Final question. You've been involved with ophthalmology for quite some time. You've seen what's happened over the past decade. What do you anticipate seeing over the next decade in terms of ophthalmology innovation?
Yeah, what we see basically here is gene therapy is coming to eye care, so I think that's not my area of competency. That's obviously exciting. But just say in dry eye, this is a highly underserved market. You have 2 drugs in the United States, 1 in Europe and 2 in Japan, and that's it. So we believe that this market is going to really grow significantly, will even have a bigger size than glaucoma if the right innovations are going to make it. And in the end, I think ophthalmology will stay special because we are a mix out of medical device, diagnostic and therapeutics, and these areas will come together to really serve patients. We already see this in dry eye, we see this in other areas. Dry eye, this is related to surgery, this is related to other things, so we can really take advantage from meetings like that, learning from each other and putting things together.
Terrific. Well, thanks for joining us today and look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Oh, Thomas, really a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much indeed.